Welcome back, Truth Seeker. This video is dedicated to the people of Kentucky and the students whose schools are shut down because of the manhunt for the active shooter. Now, if you read the stories, all media reported that the shooting was near exit 49, and it came just a few days after the mass shooting in Georgia at Appalachia High School, where they said 4 were killed and 9 were injured on the 4th day of the 9th month. And that was just shortly after the shooting of a 49er on the 31st of August, who was also the 31st pick of the draft. But it's the 49 thing that, again, I want people to take notice of. We've talked about this pattern with mass shootings for a long time. If you're a young person out there and you like to learn, look into the practice of coding numbers into words. I found this when I was 30, and I wish somebody would have taught it to me when I was 7. When I was starting to learn to read and write and do mathematics, I wish I would have learned it then. But I found it at age 30 reading a book, The Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall. When I found out that there was a numeric sequence behind the English language, I began to look into it right away. And I started to find a lot of curious things, like the number 49 in mass shootings. And no doubt what it's all about is the phrase gun control. If you look up the practice of coding numbers into words, the phrase gun control equates to 49. And again, if you're new to my channel, I have books that I've written that I made free to download. You can learn how these numbers hidden in words, how they're calculated. In the case of gun control, it's very simple. You just take the alphabetic order and you apply numerology to each letter. So for example, G is the 7th letter, so G is worth 7. U is the 21st letter using the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4. By the time you get to U, it's the 21st letter. The numerology of 21 is 2 plus 1 is 3. N is the 14th letter. The numerology of 14 is 1 plus 4 is 5. So for gun, you have 7 plus 3 plus 5, which is 15. The word control, C is the 3rd letter. O, the 15th letter, becomes 1 plus 5 is 6. N, the 14th letter, becomes 1 plus 4 is 5. T, the 20th letter, becomes 2 plus 0 is 2. R, the 18th letter, becomes 1 plus 8 is 9. O is 6 again. L, the 12th letter, is 1 plus 2 is 3. If you add up the letters of control, it equates to 34. So you have 15 plus 34. Gun control equates to 49. Washington also equates to 49, better known as the District of Criminals. That's what the DC should really stand for. There's also running the alphabetic order in reverse and applying numerology. America in that way equals 49, as does Scottish. And the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry has its headquarters in DC. Again, that's why it's called the Masonic City. Freemasonry is based in Kabbalah. Kabbalah has a key text, the Book of Formation, where it's explained that God created the world with numbers, letters, and words. These psychopaths in the District of Criminals are the ones playing God over our lives, manufacturing these stories by a very repetitive code as they undermine our rights and liberties. And again, they etch on the temple all as number. It's not an accident that here in the United States, we go to 13 years of public school, pledging to 13 stripes and learning about how the nation came out of 13 colonies, and then by the time we graduate, we're expected to become essentially debt slaves. And you think about what's still printed on that dollar bill where they never reproduced the design. So many 13s on that dollar bill. And of course, 49 in numerology is 4 plus 9 is 13. And again, there's a lot more to it, but for now, we'll just keep it at the shooting near exit 49 has people on lockdown in Kentucky, and just more and more interruptions to people's way of life. If you're out of school, maybe look into the book, The Deliberate Dumbing Down of America, and ask yourself, are all these interruptions of school, is it contributing to that agenda? Again, there's a lot more to say, but have no fear, people of Kentucky. This is what's known as a psychological operation. And go back and revisit when George W. Bush, when he was president, and he talked about how he wasn't the first president whose administration, reenacted the law that allows the government to create propaganda to persuade the masses. And remember, the founders of this country told us We have to protect ourselves from enemies foreign and domestic, and that's why they gave us the right to free speech and the right to bear arms. And the problem is the people in the District of Criminals, they don't respect either of those things, and they're undermining them more and more as day after day goes by. And these stories are really impacting the younger generation, the people who might be staying home from school, who might be more inclined when they reach age 18 to vote away their rights and liberties because of this ongoing agenda that's based in propaganda and ritual. We'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. And until next time.